Welcome to The Explainer. So if you're joining us today, I'm guessing you, or maybe someone you know, is staring down a massive, highly stressful, last-minute travel crisis. Look, navigating federal bureaucracy is intimidating enough on a good day, right? But when the clock is actively ticking down to an international flight, it can feel absolutely overwhelming. Today, we're going to act as your ultimate roadmap to solving this. We're drawing directly from the official guidance to bring you a clear, structured, and completely focused breakdown of the accelerated path for securing a U.S. emergency and urgent passport. So take a deep breath, stay with me, and let's get you ready for departure.
You know that pure, unadulterated panic? You look at your calendar, you look at your upcoming flight in less than 14 days, and it suddenly hits you. You don't have a valid passport, your trip is dangerously close, and that ticking clock, it is deafening. Frankly, it can feel a whole lot louder than the jet engines on the plane you're trying to catch. We know that feeling, and we know exactly why you're here. But before panic sets in completely, you really need to understand the rules of the game so you don't make a critical mistake right at the starting line.
Okay, first things first, we've got to bust a huge myth right out of the gate. A lot of folks think emergency service is just a faster version of that routine processing you get at the local post office. Or worse, that you can just show up at an agency early in the morning and wait in line. Absolutely not. No way. The government guidelines are incredibly clear on this. You cannot simply walk into a passport agency. An official appointment is strictly required. If you just show up, you will be turned away, wasting precious time you literally do not have.
Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. Types of emergencies. 2. Preparing documents. 3. Booking appointments. 4. Life or death rules. And finally, 5. Fees and caveats. Let's get to it. Starting with Section 1, Types of emergencies. We really need to pin down your specific path. Because really, you're looking at a fork in the road here with two totally different tracks. On one side, we've got the urgent travel service. This applies if you're traveling internationally within 14 calendar days, or if you need a foreign visa within 28 calendar days. Now, on the flip side, we have the life or death emergency service. This is an entirely separate, very specific category. It strictly applies if you need to travel within the next 14 days because an immediate family member outside the U.S. has died, is dying, is in hospice care, or has a life-threatening illness or injury. You absolutely must know which track you're on because the proof required for each is entirely different.
And let's make this timeline undeniably clear, because the State Department literally counts exactly 14 calendar days. To put that into perspective, using the example directly from our source material, let's say today is August 9th, and your international flight is August 18th. That is a 9-day window. Because 9 days is well within that 14 calendar day limit, you cannot rely on routine or even regular expedited processing. You are officially in the window where you need an urgent appointment at a passport agency or center.
Moving right along to Section 2, Preparing documents. Let's talk about your essential paperwork. Think of this as your strict, absolutely non-negotiable checklist for conquering the bureaucratic mountain. First up, your application form. That's either the DS-11 for first-time applicants or the DS-82 for eligible adult renewals. Next, a fully compliant passport photo. Third, your proof of U.S. citizenship, so something like a birth certificate or naturalization certificate. Fourth, a valid government-issued photo ID. Fifth, and guys, this is the absolute golden ticket here, your proof of international travel. Hard evidence, like a printed airline ticket or official itinerary, is literally mandatory for these urgent appointments. And finally, if you're replacing or renewing, bring your previous passport.
All right, Section 3, Booking Appointments. Let's figure out how to actually get you in the door.
So the booking process follows a very specific sequence. Step 1, double-check your exact travel date to make absolutely sure you're truly inside that 14-day window. Step 2, navigate directly to the official U.S. Department of State appointment system online. Step 3, you're going to enter your email address to get a verification code. Step 4, you'll enter your phone number, where you might also get a text code. And finally, Step 5, select an available appointment at a passport agency or center. Oh, and here's a really surprising and honestly incredibly helpful fact from our source. If you're traveling with family, you can generally make a single appointment for up to 7 people in your household all at once. Talk about a time saver.
Next up is Section 4, Life or Death Rules. We need to go over the strict family rules tied to this.
Now, what's really interesting here is the high contrast clarity on who the State Department actually considers immediate family for this type of emergency. It's super specific if you look at who qualifies. For a life or death emergency appointment, the relative abroad must be a parent, legal guardian, child, spouse, sibling, or grandparent. That's it. Notice who does not qualify.
Aunts, uncles, and cousins absolutely do not qualify for this specific service. It is a rigid definition for sure, but understanding it upfront prevents you from applying under the wrong category and wasting that precious time.
If you're applying under this life or death category, you actually need two types of proof, your travel evidence and your emergency evidence. For the emergency evidence, you've got to provide a death certificate, a mortuary statement, or if it's a medical emergency, a hospital letter. And that hospital letter, it must be on official hospital letterhead, signed by a doctor, and it has to explain the relative's specific medical condition. Plus, and definitely do not miss this detail, if the document isn't in English, the State Department mandates that you get a professional translation.
Finally, Section 5, Fees and Caveats. Let's do some important reality checks.
I want to explicitly call out a massive misconception right now. Securing an emergency appointment absolutely does not guarantee you'll get a same-day passport. Yes, a passport agency might issue a passport very quickly, but the Department of State makes no promises that you will walk out with the passport that exact same day just because you snagged an urgent appointment. This is exactly why bringing complete, flawless documentation is absolutely crucial. Any tiny mistake will just delay the process even further.
Then there's the cost. Be prepared for an expedited upcharge. For this urgent agency service, there's a mandatory $60 expedited fee slapped onto your bill. And keep in mind, your total bill is still going to vary, depending on things like whether the applicant is an adult or a child, whether you want a passport book, a card, or maybe both, and whether it's a brand new application or just a renewal. Basically, don't assume every emergency passport costs the exact same baseline amount. That $60 is literally just the premium you're paying for the speed.
Now, here's a crucial piece of advice for those of you who might have already submitted a routine application weeks ago, but suddenly your trip becomes urgent. The government guidelines are super clear on this scenario. Do not automatically submit another application. Doing that will just cause a massive bureaucratic headache. Instead, if your circumstances suddenly change, you need to contact Passport Services directly to discuss your options. You might actually be able to just upgrade your existing application to Expedited service or add faster delivery.
So, we've mapped out the whole accelerated path today, from defining your exact emergency to gathering the strict evidence, booking the appointment, and understanding the real costs. But remember, this entire system completely relies on your preparation. So I'll leave you with this to think about right now. Is your documentation completely flawless before that 14-day clock runs out? Because in an emergency, perfectly organized paperwork isn't just a suggestion, it is literally your only ticket onto that plane. Time to start gathering those documents. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and safe travels.